And we are live. Uh, so yeah, hey guys, welcome to the FPL Tips YouTube channel. Oh, I think the banner is still playing.
Yep.
Just give me a second. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and now
Yep.
we are
Yep.
live.
We are visible. Yes, we are.
Hey guys, welcome to the FPL Tips YouTube channel. For a deadline stream, both of us are on Wildcards active for Gameweek 30, and we'll be sort of discussing the last minute questions and dilemmas and what's in mind, what's in our thoughts. How's it going, Anshuman?
Just on wildcard, deciding my last bit of picks, realized that my team value is pretty low given to everyone around me. So that's a thing. Need to figure out some alternatives to some players and last dilemmas. I'm not capping Salah, so that's one thing. So that's an interesting point to talk about.
Right. I mean, it's not the best weeks. Also, if there are fixtures that you can genuinely
Yep,
target and go against
capitalize on,
Salah.
yeah.
So yeah, so I don't think it's like the most. It's the most ideal week to go with Salah. I'm just pulling out the slides. I think we can
Yeah, we
just
can.
like with the drafts. Until then, we can just continue answering any questions that are there.
Yep. I'm also putting out the story. More people can join. Yep, we are good. Cool. I think a lot of my team depends on news as well, depending per se. Trossard, Saka, Foden, a lot of these 50-50 calls in my team. Rico Luis, a lot to discuss.
Yeah. I think we'll be getting some news on Saka. Uh, I
Yep.
think we've gotten enough leaks from different Arsenal ITKs around about his training, about scoring goals in training, and I think it's positive news also the fact that he's been. I think they've been keeping it low for a while behind the scenes, and then through the international break, he's been training a lot. He's played a sort of a practice game as well. So I think he should be good to go. I'm not sure how many minutes he'll get because they play tonight against Fulham, then again
Fulham.
Saturday against Everton, and then again next week um, they play one yet again against Real Madrid in the midweek, and then Brentford, and then Real Madrid again. So I'm not sure how many minutes he'll get in these three fixtures, but it's genuinely worth considering.
Yep. Definitely must be in talks and must be in conversation. Um, but I have my reservations on Saka, so I'm not jumping on him. I just kept like enough funds to bounce on him. I'm not for sure. Like, although Arteta has confirmed that he's played what 6 training sessions and now a full game behind the doors. So let's see how it goes for him. Welcome everyone in the chat. There's Gotham. Hi. There's Ayan. A lot of more people joining as well. Let's talk through this small deck that you have. Let's talk about important dilemmas and points that we need to cover quickly.
Yes, I'll just like I'm got the slides here. I'm pulling it up. Um,
Yep. Yep. Everyone in the chat, we will be doing all the Q&A, team reviews, and suggestions in the last section of this stream. We just want to go through some important pointers before we discuss that. So about the last 15 minutes should be for the Q&A. We should be good with that. Yep.
yeah, I mean, quickly going through this, I think we've gone through it already, and all of us are like, I don't think we have too much time to go through this, but it's just like showing the double game weeks that are up in the horizon. We'll get like the likely double game weeks for Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Man City, Aston Villa, and Game Week 33. We already have confirmed double game week for Newcastle and Crystal Palace in Game Week 32, and then also to sort of like play your teams in a way that long term you can also plan for the double game week 36 and 37. West Ham team media had put out a sort of post saying that they might be doubling in case Nottingham Forest reach the final. So I think they will be. There is a good chance that they schedule all the doubles in 36 and blank game week 37 for the FA Cup final. So there also you have the percentages of the likelihood of Aston Villa again doubling in 36, and then and then Crystal Palace. Man City, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, all these teams having a slight chance of doubling in 36. So if you have some of these players in your drafts, it might be useful for you in providing insurance for the later doubles. So that's basically the screen. It's this graphic put out by Johnny C on Blue Sky. And yeah,
Okay.
before, after that, based on that, we'll just come to our drafts. And this is yours, Anshuman. Take us through it.
Yep, that's my draft. I've gone in goal with Raya Areola, the obvious template picks there. Munoz makes it to the team. I was also considering, for people who do not have funds can consider this combination. I was going Henderson instead of Raya and then dropping Munoz altogether. That's sort of a combination you want to go for the Crystal Palace defense with Gabriel. I'm also low on funds. There might be people lower on funds than I am in team value, so that's an alternative you could consider. Instead of Munoz at that time, I had O'Brien from Everton. Then I have Gabriel Lewis. Again, I don't have the funds for Guardiola, so that's a downgrade there. Livramento and Nico Williams. I've chosen Nico Williams only because of the fact that the fixtures look decent. They're defensively good and proven. Secondly, I think if their double is sort of ambiguous. We don't know for sure if the game will fall in 34. There is a high chance it does, and they don't double. But if at all the Premier League decides to give them the double, then there should be that option available to me. In midfield, Mo Salah picks him up. Sar Murphy picked them up. They're the cheapest sort of good form guys available. Trossard and Foden are sort of the punts I've taken in my wildcard draft. Foden hasn't played a lot of minutes in the last three. Started only one with about 60 minutes. So it's a pure punt, especially with Leicester in this game week. I think it should be a good shot. 2 points as is just also purely punty there. Trossard again, with Saka coming back, I think, and Gabriel Martinelli sort of having that injury niggle around him, he's the only obvious other player that would start in that front three, which makes him pick because of my budget constraints. I can always downgrade Trossard and fund Foden to a Saka. In fact, I have enough money to directly upgrade Foden to a Saka, but then I have the problem of three Arsenal assets. That's something on my mind. And the front three are pretty template, so there's no sort of selection or differentiation there.
So, what are the main dilemmas that you sort of have in this particular time? I mean, I'm sure Trossard might be a differential, but also it booking in transfers, and when are you planning to bench boost? And how confident are you with Lewis getting starts over the next few games and being
Yeah,
a sort of guy to rely upon in terms of the bench boost?
the sort of dilemmas that I have is obviously Lewis as a player there for bench boost and everything around it. Foden and Trossard, those three are most likely my major dilemmas. My thought process is mainly that Foden, Trossard. I think I'm more sure on Trossard. It's just Saka versus Trossard is basically the conversation. But then I'm okay. There are two sort of bets that I'm playing. One, if Saka plays, the entire team does uplift itself in attack. So if the number of goals increase for the team, there could be a higher share for Trossard as well. He's not a bad player. So he's been sort of getting minutes. I think Saka's minutes will impact the entire team. So I think Trossard should benefit out of that. I mean, again, the whole Saka debate is based on that Saka will kick like right off the bat, start with a good form. Again, if that's true, then Trossard's numbers should improve as well. And secondly, I've gone for it only because of a pure punt this game week. He's a great differential. It's also something to note that a lot of times people are expecting Marmoush to be number 9 in the absence of Haaland, but that not might be the case. We've seen that Foden was pushed slightly as a striker false nine sort of role when Haaland was last time absent. It was Liverpool, so it could be very team specific, and against the Leicester side, Marmoush could be up top, but it's something to note that Foden will be more central given more minutes. I think that is why I've gone with Foden. Those are the only three sort of dilemmas. I'm pretty much set on the rest of the team.
Okay. And have you explored? I mean, so you're gonna hold back on Saka for the time being. I think you can also, if you want to stay with City, I think Foden to Savinho and then Trossard to Saka might be an option
Yeah,
also in the future.
so if I have the funds exactly, I have enough funds to do Trossard to Saka. I have saved my funds up to make the transfer if required, and also for the assistant managership I've left with.
Okay.
Livramento over Burn is purely there's no reason. It's just
It's worth
pick
noting
the
that
pick.
Burn is on 8 yellow cards, and if he gets a couple of more yellow cards in his next 3 games, you
Then it
might
could be, yeah.
face him. You might face him with a ban in the double game week before the double game week. So it's like a little bit of a risk. And the Semenyo as a punt also, Vishruth has put in a chant. He is on 9 yellow cards, and he needs to go through the next 3 or 4 games before he sort of gets past the benchmark of bans of 32 games. So that's another risk over there. I'll just quickly move on to my draft at this moment. I've been tinkering along over the last couple of days. I actually like from our previous video itself, I had decided that I will be wildcarding regardless of what the results are. But the results fell in place, and a lot of injuries meant that there's a big wildcard bandwagon at the moment in the FPL Twitter community. But I think, yeah, over the life cycle, I've gone from Saka to Palmer to Saka, and triple Crystal Palace attack, triple to Munoz also being there, and now I'm back in the attack. And I think I'm fairly set with this team at the moment. I have point three in the bank currently. It's Raya, Gabriel, Guardiol, and I've had Konate over here, just because of the good fixtures and maybe getting some clean sheets from the Liverpool guys. Salah is my captain at this moment. I'm not going to take a risk. I have Palmer in my team. He's a placeholder for Saka purely, and I think he will be starting. And over the next 3 fixtures, he has very good fixtures, and there's
Yep.
still a chance that you can get the better of Palmer and being patient with him. I have triple Crystal Palace attacks or double in the midfield, Eze and Sar, and I have Isak, Mateta, and Manmush, the template forward. I have Trippier on my bench, and that's going a little expensive. I could have gone. Sorry,
Yeah.
I could have gone cheaper, but I just feel like that particular spot I will be moving around. Maybe I might do Livramento in the last minute. I'm not fully sure, but I think Trippier has good attacking potential. That Leicester game especially can be like a good haul for him if things go right. And he's on set pieces. He'll take free kicks, and he was very good against West Ham and in the Carabao Cup final, which is why I'm going with Trippier. I might still downgrade Trippier, but I don't think it blocks me out of any big moves. I'm not looking at Foden. The game week 33 moves that I'll probably look at is Palmer to Saka, Isak to Watkins, and then maybe Murphy to another midfielder. Could be Savinho, could be an Aston Villa midfielder, and then have 11 doublers in my bench boost, which will be Raya, Gabriel, Guardiol, uh, Eze, Sar, Mateta, Mamush, and then Konsa is there in my bench. And then the 2 people who are coming in will be my doublers in Game Week 33 for the bench boost. I looked at Game Week 32 for the bench boost as well, but I'm slightly leaning towards this because purely because of the fixtures that are there for West Ham and Liverpool, who have the Areolas basically has Southampton. He's very cheap to bring in, and Liverpool guys have both Leicester away, and I think that's good to have Konate in the team along with Salah. So I sort of prefer the fixtures in the bench boost in 33 for the single game because more than 32, and I can get 11 doublers, which is almost there in terms of getting a good bench boost. So that's how my team is. My only sort of question is whether I bring Saka already from the get go or have Palmer instead of him. It's purely the fixtures that are around the Real Madrid games and the spacing of it that makes me feel like Saka will get benched in one of those games,
Yep.
and I don't think he'll get the kind of minutes that Palmer is potentially going to get. And Palmer has been pretty poor. I'm sure you will be trying to advise me against Palmer, and I get that. But I think the fixtures are there for the taking as well. I mean, they were there before the free hit, but I think it's a fresher Chelsea team that will come back. Madueke is back, Jackson is back. I'm just a little confident on that. Um, Okay. Varun has posted on the chat that we might get leaks
League
on
lineups.
the
Yeah.
Arsenal game, so that's good. Maybe going for Saka, but I don't think I'll go. I think I'm set on this draft.
Yeah. I'm really unsure on Trippier, but the rest looks good and solid.
Yes, I can still go there, and but I can save that money maybe for the future. And because if I do hold on to Trippier, Trippier will be there for a longer time if I don't remove him in the game week 33 bench boost, and then I'll be stuck with that money for a long period of time, which I don't
Yeah.
really fancy. So I can just go Livramento and go there, because it's just gonna be those 2 game weeks for the 3 fixtures, which is Leicester and the double game week, which is fine to go without Trippier as well. But I do like the upside over there, but I'm just not sure of the longevity, and like it's not a long term pick, and I'm not and you it's really hard to predict when the halls will come for that in that case.
No, that's fair. Actually, a lot of questions on bench boost 32 versus 33, which was my sort of dilemma as well. For my personal team. Wow. Do you have some thoughts specifically, since you said that you went through that path of selecting which game week you want to bench boost?
I think it's purely which players you'd like to target. I didn't hate the fact that I was going for the bench boost 32 initially, when which was sort of helpful, because you don't need to get all the transfers out in game week 33, so you can maybe hold a transfer which can be useful for the future. So
Yeah.
you'll need to only get those 11 doublers in or 10 doublers and Salah and game week 33, and you can just use your bench, and the fixtures are fall well. So Nottingham Forest have Everton at home, for example. Aston Villa have Southampton away. Bournemouth have Fulham at home, although now Clivert is out. I mean, he looks doubtful. And Liverpool have a good home fixture. City have a good home fixture. Chelsea have a good home fixture. So you can maybe use the bench boost in 32 with some of these fixtures. Brighton, I think, have good fixture in 32 and also have good fixtures around it. They have decent home fixtures that can be used. So maybe you can have a Joao Pedro if you're like short of funds, or maybe in defense also Dunk is 4.2. So all these pieces will help you towards bench boost 32. But I just felt like the Southampton at home for West Ham, and then the Leicester away games for the Liverpool lads pushed me towards game week 33, and then I'll be able to get the doublers around it with also the team value that I have right now.
Yeah, that's true. Fair. Fair point. I'm mostly sticking around. My dilemma is alongside a lot of people with AM chip. Should I, which is uh, similar to 32, can bench boost in another smaller double game week, which could be 36, 37, or right off the bat in 31, or can use that allows me to use the AM chip for the more like set of double game weeks that Crystal Palace has. Either that, or just use the AM chip later in 36, 37, 38. That's sort of the debate in my head.
Yes. I would like. I mean, what is the trade-offs that you're looking at between 31 and 33 and 36 to 38?
No, nothing much. It's basically whether personally, I don't think there's large sort of value for me in the bench boost chip with the team value that I have. So, in
Hmm.
each phase, I'll have to go for a slightly cheaper alternatives to sort of even bench boost. My thought process in that is that can I maximize my assistant manager chip with the double double there, because that's more likely to get me higher returns with a lower value involved there. So I'm
And in
thinking that
that
if
case, who are you sort of also trying to target to in
yep,
in terms of assistant manager? So that can be like you can use this segue to
yeah,
the assistant manager discussion as well. And Crystal
yeah, yeah.
Palace clearly look like a good team to target when it comes to that, because they have Nottingham Forest, no, Brighton at home in game week 31, and then a double in game week 32, double in game week
Yeah.
33. So there's like 3 to 4 at least table bonus potential for Oliver Glasner over here, and a lot of people have been viewing over that. And what are your thoughts on going triple Crystal Palace and in comparison to double and then waiting that for the assistant manager?
No, I'm currently on triple because I'm still unsure on whether I will go with the assistant manager. For someone who is going with the AM chip strategy, should probably drop one of them, and will have to drop one of them. But I think there's enough upside with 5 games for the assistant manager. But it's also the fact that Crystal Palace are a team who are scoring goals. They look on good form. The strategies are just working around. It's a good patch for the team. So, irrespective of the table bonus, I think there is enough points for the offering. There is enough good games there. So, in my opinion, that's a good punt, and I think that's more valuable And I think people who have the assistant manager chip need to put that ahead of the bench boost chip, especially with low team value. For someone like you who has high team value and has the assistant manager chip, then it's a thought to think about because you have a stronger bench. For people with low value team value, not even that low, my team value is still around 102 million, but it's not 104 million. That's the difference. So that's kind of causing a weaker bench with the kind of players like Saka, Salah, Isaac, the sort of forwards and defense that we want with Raya in goal as well.
Hmm.
So that's the thought. I am thinking if I can somehow get assistant managership ahead and put a priority to that. The
Yes,
alternative
I
to
mean,
AM is obviously 36, 37, 38.
hmm.
Then you just play it around City, and the bet there would be more number of goals scored versus sort of more number of table bonus sort of situations. There aren't
Yes,
many.
and
Even Villa is in that down below in the table.
yes. I mean, there will be value towards the end of the season as well. I'm pretty sure. I think it's a powerful chip, and there will be fixtures that can be targeted at that point of the season. The only worry is I'm not sure how many teams from like there won't be any big relegation battle. There might not be a big European battle by that time. Like in terms of teams in 10th and 12th trying to push. At this time, it's very close, so you never know, but
Yeah.
could be of value as well at that point.
Yep. So that's the thought there. So someone who really wants
Yeah.
to think it around this way can look into it.
And for anyone else who's planning to play the assistant manager in from Game Week 31 to 33, you can also take a look at Unai Emery if you want to sort of load up on your Crystal Palace assets and don't really like want to
Yeah.
get Glasner. Emery has Nottingham Forest at home in Game Week 32, which is a table bonus, and then it's a plum fixture against Southampton in Game Week 33, and then in there is a double with against Newcastle and City, and both are, I mean, I'm not sure if they will be table bonus at this point, but maybe there is a potential of that also being a table bonus fixtures in game week 33. So I think Emery is a good alternative option to
Yeah.
Glasner if you're looking at assistant manager. But like just going through the questions, Ayan had asked, "What should I do if I don't have free hit left?" Which is also another thing that should be addressed. If you have the wild card, if you're playing it right now, I mean, it would be better if you already have Crystal Palace, Newcastle players to hold the wild card to a later week, maybe after game week 34, and play it in game week 35. But if that's not the case, I think you should really try to find the balance between game week 30, 32 and 33. Like it's either you attack 32 and 33 completely and then sacrifice game week 34, like even try to field like 6 or 7 players, and that would also be uh, something that you might have to do. But if not, try to get the balance. Don't attack game week 32 and 33 completely. Have certain good like you have Salah who's going to carry on. You have your Newcastle players who are going to play in 34. You have Chelsea who are going to play in 34. So have these players and then use a couple of transfers, maybe take a -4 or -8, and sort of try to navigate game week 34. I think that
Yeah.
should be the way to sort of navigate this period without a free hit.
Yeah. Without a free hit is at this stage, you probably have to just play with a minimum number of players available and just go through it. I think you'll have to take that one dent in your team. Uh, keep a balance. Don't take like make use of a lot of transfers. Take a -8 just to field your team in one sort of game week and then ruin the rest of the 4 game weeks left ahead of it.
Yes. Yeah, let's just go through all the questions that are there one by one. And also, guys, let us know your questions. Let us know your teams, your dilemmas. I think there are 15 minutes, so it's sort of getting short of time, but we can try to address as many questions as possible. Blaine has asked, wildcard next week, need a forward on a 1 week punt to replace Wood. I'd say Marmush.
Yeah, Marvel 100%. Leicester this game
Yeah,
week, good sort
yeah.
of game. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I'd say I would have said Mateta also, but I don't think he's a 90-minute guy for this week. He might
So,
be
yep,
another
can't
70
be sure.
75 minutes at this point, so can't be sure about that. But long term, he is good.
Yep.
The Dead Devils has put his team out. Raya, Martinez, Munoz, Livramento, Gabriel, Consa, Guardiol, Eze, Sala, Murphy, Savino, and trying to fill in that with another midfielder. Mamush, Mateta, Isak. Please suggest one midfielder or any other changes. 7.4 in the bank. I think that's exact money to get in Jared Bowen, or I'm not sure. I think it might be 7.6. But what do you think about this?
I'm still
There
wait.
is,
He did not have Saka, right?
yeah, he doesn't have Saka.
Yeah, I'm big on Trossard. It's the same logic. If everyone's jumping on Saka with the bandwagon, then hopefully Arsenal improve attacking wise. Then Trossard seems good to me.
Yes, yeah, I mean that's a fair point. I think Trossard might be a good punt over here. Just yeah, I think there's triple Newcastle, triple Crystal Palace already there. Yeah, Trossard can be good for now and then figure out later. You can also
Mhm.
carry Trossard for the double game week. I'm sure he'll be high over there.
Yep, seems good to me.
Um, yeah. Another question from Ayan. How do I capitalize on Game Week 33 double game week and manage? Yeah, we had covered that already. And also the assistant manager. So Fede has put his team out. Henderson, Martinez, Livramento, Guardiol, Hausen, Konsa, Eze, Rogers, Murphy, Salah, Saka, Mamush, Mateta, Isak. Wildcarding this game week. Any suggestions? Also suggest a defender for 4.5 million. I'd probably say Nico Williams is pretty good at
Yep.
4.5
Or
million. You
Konsa.
can also look at Wan Bissaka, who's also good. Konsa is decent as well. So I
Yeah,
think he already has Konsa. So then look at the others.
yeah, he has Konsa. Yeah.
But
At
I don't
four
think he
point
has triple
five,
Crystal Palace. So at 4.5, you can maybe look at Lacroix, the centre back. If you don't have the but I no, he has Henderson.
he's
My
got
bad.
Henderson. Yep.
Yeah, my bad.
Um, I did go through a lot of defenders this morning to fill in my spot. Wait, just let me check my wish list for that because there weren't many at that price point. Which
Okay,
there
while
was
you get
O'Brien, there
yeah
was O'Brien
yeah
from Everton. Yes, he was there in my team before, so he's still a decent. Again, he doesn't fulfill the double game week sort of bracket, but middling fixtures, Everton looking good. He is looking good. I think that's there. There's also Sessegnon from Fulham. Again, fixtures don't not great. He's attacking wise decent. So till the time
yeah,
he's
but I
playing,
don't fancy
his minutes,
this
yeah, his
them.
minutes
I
would
mean
be
Everton fixtures are pretty bad until 34, and after that they are good. They have both. They play both the
yep.
Ipswich and Southampton at home. So after 35, they like O'Brien might be someone worth
In
considering.
33 as well, they don't have the worst fixture as far as I remember.
They have Nottingham Forest away.
Yeah, that's a good
Well,
clean
fair
sheet
enough.
fixture to
It's
be
not too
honest.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, for bench boost,
Um.
it might just play along and looks good beyond it.
Okay. Um. Coming down further, bench one, Gabriel, Guardiol, Konate, Munoz. That's difficult. Yeah, that's really difficult. I'd probably bench Konate this week. I'm much more high on the others in terms of
Yep,
attacking threat
yep,
and keeping clean
yep,
sheets.
yep.
Is Lacroix good punt instead of Robinson? I do like the look of Lacroix. He's sort of
Over
uh,
Robinson, yes.
yeah, I mean he has aerial threat. If you don't have the money for Munoz, I mean I would try to find money for Munoz, but still over Robinson definitely. Um, Best week AM we have covered. Wildcard now a 31 better. I think we've covered that as well. I think now you have the
Now would be
sort of
slightly
entry
better.
points for City and Crystal Palace. I mean you have 10 minutes to trigger it, but if you have a good team to field in 30, you can also push to next week. There will be some crucial information that will be on its way, and that would be useful as well.
Yep.
If you have Isak, Mateta, Salah, Mamush, Bruno, Timber, not at all to worry. I think you can go ahead with this week. Daredevils has asked the question: Bruno, Lewis, Saka, or Livramento, Guardiol plus some 8.4 or less midfielder. I'd say the latter. Sorry, not Bruno. It's
Mm,
Burn. My bad.
Burn, Luis, Saka, or Libra, Guardiol, and yeah, the second one, the latter seems better.
Yes. Captaincy. What do you think? I'm set on Salah. If not Salah,
I'm
I'd
going
go on
differential.
Mamush.
It's the only week where seems like a good differential. Mateta is a great option.
I think next week
Uh,
is also a good differential week,
yeah,
but not the
City
type of fixtures that are there. But
City boys are also up for the differential thing. I think Mateta slightly edges it for me if you want to go for a differential. If not Salah, Southampton are a weak team, so that's always going to be a thing to target.
Mamush also
Everton,
definitely right there. So
yeah, Everton
could
is
be.
a strong defense. I'm not really convinced with it. Yeah, I'm not saying that Salah cannot score, but there is a definite ceiling restriction there. I think the
Yes.
others could have a higher ceiling. So yep,
Yes.
I'm
I
I'm
think
going
there's
I'm
less
going
than 10
differential.
minutes left. I think there are a lot of questions also coming. We can go a
Yep,
little faster right now.
yep.
So yeah, is Lewis nailed? I don't think he's nailed. He's just like, if you have a budget, if you don't have the money, it's a punt. Um, Captain pick we have covered. Um, Timber is good if you are in short of funds instead of Gabriel. I don't think Gabriel is someone who's worth compromising. Myself considered that, because Gabriel, with Saka being back, is going to be really deadly in set pieces, and he's just going to be in too many drafts, and you don't need to compromise
Yep.
on Gabriel. But Timber is a good pick regardless. Like, other than that, if you want to go Timber and Gabriel instead of Raya and Gabriel, I would really back you on that. I think Timber is also a good option when it comes to playing along with Saka, and like uh, the understanding they have in the overlapping runs.
I
Um,
Yep, I agree. Go ahead. I'm
Raya,
scanning
Martinez,
CVs. Yeah,
Guardiol, Gabriel, Munoz, Livramento, Wan-Bissaka, Murphy, Palmer, Saka, Salazar, Rogers, Isak, Mamush, Mateta. But yeah, that's a good team, Bosev. Good luck for the wild card, and I think, yeah, it's a solid team to play with the wild card. Take -4 for Trossard this week, removing Embumo, Alanga. No, I wouldn't do that. Um, Saka this game week, he can start. I think we will get some leak,
we
and if he
we
does
just
start,
have
he's not.
news. Yeah,
Is he starting?
no, we don't have it yet, but most likely we will. Most likely.
Yes. Is Kluivert worth keeping on a wild card? I think with the doubt and the plum fixture in Ipswich this
Nope.
week, I don't think it's good. It's worth keeping him. You can go for a Savinho, maybe an Aston Villa midfielder, or
Yep.
double up on Crystal Palace midfield. Um, Minal, Steen, Pope, Sells, Munoz, Guardiol, Timber, Kirkes, Virgil, Saka, Murphy, Sar, Salah, Merino, Isak, Marmush, Mateta. I think I tried to upgrade Merino to a Trossard in this team. Otherwise, I think the team looks good. Maybe Sells down to an Ariola. I don't think he Sells has the best of values uh, towards the latter part of the season. Mihir's question: so Saka or Trossard? Saka will start. We'll get Saka's news soon. Um,
Yep. And
Start three:
between
Trossard, Mateta, Sar, Murphy, Livramento, Nico Williams. I'd start Mateta definitely, Sar also as well, and also Trossard in this team.
yeah, and also between Saka and Trossard, Saka is better. I'm just basing off the whole fact that I don't have funds enough for him. I need my funds somewhere else, which is Foden for now,
Yes, yes,
and which is
yes,
why I have the plan, and I'm just basing it off that if Saka does well, the team will do well, and Trossard has been fit enough and will start the games. But if you ask me a
yes.
pure one-on-one question, Saka is much better than Trossard, even after coming back from the injury.
Absolutely. Um, yeah, I think Saka's question will come. If you are high on Saka, you can go ahead with Saka.
Yeah,
I am just
yeah,
going to stick with Palmer for now and go with Saka after the Real Madrid game. But I still think Saka will get good minutes in the next few weeks. And he is definitely a good differential to have in the meantime, before he becomes template in Game Week 33.
yep,
Um, Yes. Is Clivert a sell for SAR this week? Yes, if you don't have any other fires to put out, you can do that. Wildcard team from Samuel Lee. Exact funds: Raya, Ariola, Guardiol, Munoz, Saliba, Livramento, Konsa, Salah, Saka, Foden, Sar, Murphy, Mateta, Mamush, Isak. Fantastic team. Good luck for
yep.
you, I
Love the
think.
team.
Yes. Um, yeah. Would you sell Clivert if you have him?
Yep, 100%.
Um,
Especially if you don't have the
yes.
likes of Sar and other players. If you have like a Sar, Mateta, if you don't have anything, then might as well save it. But if you don't have the other good picks this game week, then you can jump off because he's a doubt.
Yes. Just let's coming to the latest questions. Also, is it
Yep.
worth Foden to Saka and Trossard to Savinho? Um, which is basically your team. Yeah, you can
No,
answer this question.
no. Foden to Saka. That is the opposite. If you have Foden and Trossard, I would keep it. Again, I am not sure if Saka gets the minutes. And again, around the Real Madrid game, if there is a small niggle, if there is more fatigue around the Real Madrid game, that would be prioritized in this situation. Which is another thought they had for not picking Saka. That the Premier League games are not a big priority for them right now. They're not going to win the league or clutch the league from this stage, and by the end of it, they might just even lose it. So I think Trossard will get more minutes in the Premier League, which is why I've gone there. Again,
Yes,
Foden is a pure punt.
guys.
Foden, I'm not sure on.
Yes, I don't think we have news yet.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and also it's just 4 minutes or less than 4 minutes for the deadline, so please lock in your teams, ensure that the wildcard is active, which might be something that you'll really need to do. Boomo or Bruno on wildcard, I'll have neither of them. I think their fixtures turned bad. You have better options over there. Martinelli is not completely fit at this point,
Yeah.
and I think Saka will go back to the right, and Martinelli will be eased through. Trossard can play in the middle or the left. So that's a good thing about Trossard. Bench order for Murphy, Livramento, Nico.
That seems like
Murphy
that's
first, then
the order.
Livramento, Nico. I think that's fine.
And also Prithi's question,
Pa-
he put it a couple of times. We just skipped it around.
yeah,
That should
sorry.
I go for a differential or play safe for the rest of the season? When it's around captaincy, this week you can go slightly differential, but don't with your team keep it as template as possible. It is template for a sort of reason there, so stick around with it.
Yes. There's Pat's question as well. Mikolenko, Palmer, Wood to Guardiol, Eze and Eze slash Foden to Marmush. I think it's a
I would do
good
it.
move.
Yeah, I would do it.
Is it Eze or Foden? I'm probably go Foden
If you're
this week.
going Mamush both, I would go. I would actually take the punt.
Eze.
Depends on what situation you want to go to. Eze seems like the
Yes.
long term guy. If you're not wildcarding in the next couple of game weeks, Eze seems like the better option. He's at least
Yes.
nailed down for sure. Yeah. Will Gibbs White start? Again, he's kind of his injury update was a way. I don't see a injury update where it says that he will be starting. It's kind of unsure. And
Yes.
Livramento, Rogers, Konsa, Murphy start two. I would start uh, Murphy and maybe I'm unsure on Rogers.
I don't think Evan Nelson has a 1 week punt instead of
No, but
Marmoush's.
yeah,
Sorry,
yes,
I
sorry,
might have.
yeah. Between the four, Rogers, Murphy, Livramento, and Konsa start two.
Oh, that's tricky. I think I'll do Livramento and Murphy.
Yeah, I'm unsure on the defender, but Murphy for sure.
Oh, site is down. Okay.
Last minute,
The
go ahead.
number of wildcards that have been brought together. But yeah, hopefully you have locked in your teams, and I think there's just a minute down. And good luck to all of you as
Yep.
well. Yeah, if you did come this long, please do hit the like button. Please hit share and subscribe. I think we're trying as much to come up with content. We did come up with a bigger wildcard talk last week when we had the time, and now we have sort of deadline dilemmas and sort of we have done it a little bit on a rush, but I think we've also discussed in depth on what are the thoughts between in both of our drafts at the moment. I have also done the Trippier to Livramento move in my team, and I'm fine with having that 1.4 million. I can use it in the future. It's good to have. So this is sort of my team at the end. But instead of Trippier, there is Livramento. I just read it out: Raya, Gabriel, Guardiol, Konate, Salah, captain, Palmer, Eze, Sar, Isak, Mateta, Mamush, Ariola, Murphy, Trippier, and Konsa. Um,
I've
and
gone with the
yeah,
same 11. I've not made any changes. I have double down my money on Lewis starting, and Foden stays my captain.
okay, that's a big thing. I mean, if it pays off, it would be
If it
a
pays off,
great thing
pays
as
off.
well.
If it doesn't, I'm
Yes.
at a stage where my rank doesn't matter if it pays off. It's fun to watch the game. If it doesn't, it's fine. No affiliation with Salah any which way, so it's okay.
Yeah. Um, That's okay. That's okay, Path. I think you probably would have had it on someone who's like. I think there are a lot of good captaincy options, and hopefully your
Yeah, this
captain does
game
well
week,
this
yes.
week. Yes. Thank you, Gautam, and yeah, I think that's it from us today. Good luck on your wild cards. We'll try to come up with something before the next week, or like the bench boost that is up there in 33, and also like so like you can track what is happening and stuff on our Instagram page where we'll be posting up regular things. But until then, any last words before we are in the wild card after a big break?
No, I'm just excited to watch some games and watch a City game after a while with Foden captain.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
it's gonna be big. Yep.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you
That's
guys
it
in
from us,
next
guys,
week's
today.
videos.
Cheers.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye.